An atheist is someone who holds the position that God does not exist. An atheist is someone who holds the position, they hold the belief that there is no God.
Was reading that an atheist, the basic definition is that it's someone that doesn't necessarily say there is no God, but they're saying that they simply don't believe or choose to live their life in alignment with that God.
Very good.
But an explicit atheist is one that comes out and says there is no God.
There is no God, right. And very good. We're actually, you're jumping ahead, which is good. I like that you're going there. We're going to get there, if not today, we're going to get there tomorrow. We're going to talk about that because that's a strong, bad misconception atheists have, and that's kind of a cop-out that they use to try to sneak their way out of a burden of proof. The burden of proof is a need to prove or disprove an asserted truth claim, be it negative or positive. So the burden of proof is someone who has to prove or disprove a claim. Who shoulders a burden of proof? Anyone making a truth claim. We'll do that. I'll answer your question, then we'll dismiss. So if you claim something, you shoulder what is called a burden of proof. So if I say there are green men living on the moon, and you say, prove it, I say, prove to me there isn't. Huh? Got you. I have $1 million in my pocket. Prove it to me. Prove to me I don't. You can't do that. I remember when growing up, I remember one minister said, well, if anyone ever tells you there's no God, you say, prove to me there is no God. And they can't. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good one. Then I took my first philosophy class and learned about the burden of proof. And my philosophy professor said, so if anybody asks you to, if you make a claim and then you have to prove it. And you can't simply say, prove to me it's not. I was like, dang it, really? I had to change my entire approach. And by the way, I have a lot of atheists tell me, well, you just believe what you believe because you were taught it in church. No, my only philosophy, I had 2 philosophy professors in getting my associate's degree, and both of them were atheists. So you can't accuse me of believing what I believe because Christians told it to me. Both my philosophy professors were atheists. My second philosophy professor that I had, I purposely took him because he was an atheist and very patronizing, antagonistic towards Christians. In fact, he's the first one I debated, and I have a DVD of it there. People said, don't go to this guy's class because you'll lose your faith. I said, when does his class start? And when can I sign up? Because if my faith is really that worthless and it's really not true, why would I want to believe a lie? I want to take this guy's class. I took his class, and the first day of class he said, we're going to talk about a lot of things you might not agree with. He's speaking to the class. And he said, but just because we say things, and if it's true, if it bothers or upsets your beliefs, you have a choice. Drop your beliefs and stay with what's true, or dismiss the truth and believe a lie. But understand, truth does not care or is not concerned with how you feel about it. I said, amen. He's right. So if there's no God, I got to suck it up. But if there is a God, he has to suck it up. Now, people say, did you debate with him all the time in class? No, of course not. I didn't pay money to debate with this guy. I took notes, I listened, he made a lot of good points. Some things that I'm like, wow, never thought about it. Got to go back and study. Little did I know, 3 or 4 years later, I'd be debating this guy. It was a great time. There's about 400 plus people. A lot of his students came. A lot of atheists came to church that day. I've seen debates bear fruit. I've seen people really adjust their thinking. I had an atheist come up to me and says, you know what, you said some things I never thought about. You put a pebble in my shoe. I don't like it, but I'm going to go study it. So go for it, man. You need some help, let me know. You have any questions, let me know. Okay, now let's answer the question real fast. There's a few atheist cop-outs for burden of proof. I'm sorry. Okay. They'll usually say this. They'll say, well, atheism is simply lacking or withholding belief in God. And they'll even say the etymology, which is the origin of the word. The etymology of atheism means atheism. A means without, and theism means God. So atheism literally means without the belief in God and nothing more. Atheists will usually say, look, I'm an atheist. I don't not believe in God, I just simply withhold believing in God. And you might think, well, what's the difference? Well, here's why that's not good, for a lot of reasons. First of all, according to the Encyclopedia of Philosophy, atheism is defined as one who maintains that there is no God. And even on their false definition, it leads to an absurdity. Because if the way they define atheism, they say, well, it simply means I don't have the belief that there is no God. I withhold belief in God. I say, so you're just telling me in order to be an atheist, you simply have to not believe in God? Yes, of course, you have to not hold the belief there is a God or no God. It says, so this podium is an atheist. So if atheism is simply withholding belief in God, this water bottle does not believe there is a God, therefore this water bottle is an atheist. I say, so no, it's an absurd definition and you made it up. You will not find any scholarly philosopher, atheist philosopher, or Christian, you will not find them using this argument because it's a bad argument. It's one of those things somebody on YouTube, Facebook kind of came up with and ran with it. That's not what atheism means. Secondly, it leads to a contradiction. Because if atheism is simply withholding belief in God, then that would mean or imply that God could still exist and you could still be an atheist. Because saying I don't hold belief in God says nothing about the validity of whether God or not exists. It simply is describing your psychological state of how you feel about God. It's not describing whether or not God exists. Now, if they say, well, atheism simply means without God, or without belief in God, I say, well, time out. You're even wrong on that, because the etymology of atheism isn't without belief in God. It literally means without God. They'll try to say, without theism, belief in God. Wait a minute, theism does not mean belief in God. Theism means God. So even on your false definition, it literally means without God. So on that definition, God could still exist, and a demon who is without God could be an atheist, even though he believes in him. It's simply a false definition that holds no water. Lastly, they'll usually say this too, and I've had it said to me. They say, well, we're all atheists. I just believe in one God less than you. They say, you don't believe in Zeus, right? No. You don't believe in Thor, do you? No. Well, see, you're atheists just like me with those gods. It's just that you believe in one God and I don't. We're all atheists. Group up, right? I say no, because on the definition of theism, the definition of theism is that you believe in at least one God. I believe in God, therefore I'm not an atheist. Don't put me under your umbrella so you can feel better about yourself. You don't believe in any gods, you're an atheist. I believe in one God, I am a theist. And unfortunately, I've even had a philosophy professor, he tried to pull this on me. He said, well, you're an atheist just like me. I said, no, I'm not. And shame on you as a philosopher for saying that. Because atheism means you believe in no God, not you don't believe in this or that God. Lastly is, they'll say, well, and I've heard this one, well, I'm atheist agnostic. I don't know if there's a God, but I think probably not. So I'm an atheist agnostic. Time out again, Mr. Atheist, stop trying to avoid the burden of proof. That's also a contradiction, because an agnostic says, I don't know, an atheist says, there is no God. You can't say, I don't know, there is no God. You have to pick one. You can't avoid the burden of proof. And press them to it. I don't know how many times I've asked atheists, I said, what is your positive reason for not believing there is no God? And they say, well, there's just no good reason. Okay, there's no good reason for me to believe there's a flea in this room, but that doesn't mean there is no flea. For me to say there is no flea, I have to give you a reason. Or I could say, as I am, I'm an agnostic to it right now. I don't know if there's a flea. I'm agnostic. I don't think there is. I don't think there isn't. I don't know. If I say there is no, I have to give a reason. If I say there is, I have to give a reason. So what they try to do is say, well, I don't know, but probably not. Well, then you're agnostic. No, I'm atheist. So you don't believe in God? Well, I don't know. Well, then you're agnostic. No, I'm atheist. You don't believe in God? And so forth. Questions, comments? Okay, see you tomorrow bright and early.